So I apologize if I haven't made a video lately. I have completely lost my voice for like 7 days straight here. I'm just now starting to talk a little bit again. But I could not resist this story because those of you that have been following me and what I write about Rigoberto Tiglao, well, a lot of things came to light, right? And one of the things that he was really pushing was Marcos was going to be a great president. And if you remember one of my previous videos, because his father was a great president, which is by no means why you vote for anybody. Just because the father you think was good doesn't mean the son was good, even though the father wasn't good. Now, a lot of Filipinos are thinking that Marcos probably should resign, but the problem is you voted for him, you didn't think. You didn't vote for him for the right reasons. This is a hard lesson for you Filipinos to take in. And when Duterte was president, of course, Rigoberto Tiglao, never wrote one article about agricultural or anything pro-Filipinos about food in general. He never cared about the Philippine fishermen who were risking their lives being attacked by the Chinese Coast Guard every day. He didn't care about any of that. What this boils down to is Marcos has been leaning the Philippines back to America and away from China, and that makes him angry, but he can't publicly say that. So, because he doesn't know what to pick on, he's picking on the agricultural. And those of you who are just remembering the Philippines, they just had a big hurricane that wiped out a lot of agricultural. A lot of the rice crops were completely destroyed. And some of it they try to recover. They're going to recover as much as they can. And one of the big things Filipinos are worried about, like Americans are worried about, like Europeans are worried about, is the prices of stuff are going up. Because there's just not a hurricane in the Philippines. China's being hit with the biblical drought. America got hit with, I think, 2 hurricanes, or 1 hurricane hit to Florida, then left and came up to Carolina. Puerto Rico got hit. There's been earthquakes in Mexico. So this has really been eventful. And a lot of that takes a toll on food and ports and ability to grow crops and ship those crops, right? So we're going to get into where Rigoberto Tiglao was just talking about here, which is he's flip-flopping. He's not on solid ground. This is a man that doesn't put his foot on logic. This is a guy who's completely pro-China, no matter what. And now he doesn't know what to write about. That's why he hasn't wrote an article in a while. So he says, should Marcos resign? Definitely. He said definitely. Just, 100 days ago, 101 days ago, you're saying Filipinos that he's going to be the greatest president ever. We should just love him. Everybody should just vote for him. Now it's like, well, I'm kind of having regrets now. I should have thought things through, but I didn't think. I'm Rigoberto Tiglao. Definitely. But of course, only as a Secretary of Agriculture department since 100 days, this has proven to be a very wrong move. That's what you get for promoting him. Take responsibility for your actions. In June, days before he assumed office, Marcos said it's important that the president take portfolio, not only to make it clear to everyone what a high priority we put in the agricultural sector, but also a practical matter so things that move quickly. And by the way, there was a video of Marcos when he was a younger man, maybe in his teens, late teens, and he was partying with glasses. It was one of those videos where he had the VHS as a recorder, big cameras you put on his shoulders, and his father was a big partier. Well, the palace the presidential palace, he's having a whole new section put in for partying, so he can invite people over to have these just big grand parties to host people, right? And my thing is, with Rigoberto Tiglao, if he was to host China, invite China in, kept going to China, he would not even write this article about agriculture. He's only doing it because Marcos is going to America. And now he's trying to find some kind of firm logical fitting, and it's just not going to work for him. It turns out that the agricultural department has become his administration's lowest priority. But the president, sources in the department say, haven't visited his headquarters only twice, which is not bad when you think about it, because, how can you say, in 100 days, you're going to meet a lot of people. You got a lot of different departments. You got your police, your military, you got foreign dignitaries, you have all sorts of people you're going to meet in 100 days. You're going to have times where you're going to need rest. You're going to have to spend time with your family. So twice in 100 days, it's actually not too bad when you think about it. And if you look exactly how many people he's met total, that's probably on average. Plus there's email, plus there's other ways you can, communicate with people. But I get what he's trying to say. He's not prioritizing agricultural. Well, neither did Rigoberto Tiglao when Duterte was president, right? Now, Contrast to a single visit agriculture department to his 18 and social leisure activities, 5 birthday parties he's attended outside the palace in effect rather than moving quickly. See, that's what I was just talking about too. That's what Marcos is known for. Here's the thing. This is what you Filipinos messed up on. You try to vote Marcos in because you thought he was going to be good because his father was good. And you're trying to make comparisons to what his father was doing, but they weren't good comparisons. His father was also a big partier. His father was also big at spending money, Philippine money. And these birthday parties you are paying for as a Filipino. This is what you voted in, though. So you don't have a right to be mad. He doesn't have a right to be mad. This is what he said that you should vote for. Rigoberto Tiglao literally said you Filipinos should vote for him because he's just going to be just like his father. And all y'all that voted for him unanimously, well, you're going to have to suck it up. I know where I'm at. There's 5 stores that have been in business since I've been here. They've closed down. One of the stores is completely torn down to the ground. And they were big making stores. The economy around me is not doing so good, and there's more and more jobs are losing than gaining. It's happening worldwide, though. So it's not, like I said, when you got one place being hit and one place being hit, another country being hit, another country being hit, it takes a toll. You're going to have this inflation. You're going to have mass job loss. But you shouldn't be partying off Philippine money either. But that's what his father did. And you're saying you should vote for Marcos because of what his father did? Well, this is what you wanted. This is what you're going to have to take in. You got 6 more years before you get to vote for somebody else. This is going to be a hard lesson for you Filipinos that you're going to have to think next time before you vote. You need to think, just like Americans need to think. Instead of having elections where there's Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump, one corrupt idiot versus another corrupt idiot, we need to have better leaders running. That's where you got to be held accountable at on the lower levels. This is a hard lesson for everybody. But you Filipinos, I'm not so sure you have a right to complain. Because if this is what you wanted, this is what you voted for, this is what you're going to get. So basically, this whole article is just talking about why it's a crisis and food prices are going up. And there was a big sugar, I don't want to call it fraud problem here. A lot of people were hoarding sugar, and they're trying to make the market value going up, right? So they're importing the sugar, and they're lying about the imports, making it some kind of something else on the imports. They don't pay the dues and taxes, and they're hoping if they hoard the sugar and they make sugar rare enough in the Philippines that the prices go up, then they can unload on the market and collect all the extra money. Well, a lot of people got caught doing that. Some people went to jail. Some people, got in serious trouble over that, and that's not cool. That's not right, and people should be held accountable for that. I'm not for doing that kind of stuff. That's not right. But far as Rigoberto Tiglao goes, this is what you ask Filipinos to vote for. So why are you so angry? You should be loving this.